When I picked up a comic called Werewolf, I was expecting werewolves. Maybe a grizzled monster hunter, maybe a half man, half beast tearing up the countryside. But no, there are zero wolves in this comic. None. Not even a cameo. Instead, there are aliens. And honestly, it's kind of awesome. This is Werewolf issue number 1 from Mad Cave Comics. It's a story that feels like if John Carpenter directed Aliens after watching Commando while drunk. Also, that name, Werewolf, every time I hear it, I just imagine the famous line from Mystery Science Theater. Paul, is you a werewolf? So we start off in the 1970s with our main character, Bruin. He's a kid trying to stop a bully from killing a lizard, which is instantly a way to make me root for him. Because, to be honest, I'm that guy that I can watch a monster eat 10 people in a horror movie, including kids, and I don't care. Like, I just shrug it off. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. But if I see one dog stub its paw, I'm emotionally devastated. Like, I can't see animals being hurt or killed. People, that's fine. Animals, no. So yeah, I'm immediately on Team Bruin right here. Of course, the bully ends up ripping the lizard's tail off. Bruin gets pissed and attacks him. And then just something really weird happens. All the other kids jump in to attack Bruin. Yeah, it's weird to see the peanut gallery side with the bully. But yeah, this isn't a scuffle. This is a full-on, let's all beat up this one good kid. And honestly, just look at this dork right here with the glasses. No way is this kid part of the bully gang. He looks like he should be getting swirlies himself. Like, what kind of dirt does he have on these guys? What did he do to earn his spot in this gang? Like, the only way that kid got invited into the gang is if he did something unspeakable. Kind of wondering what it was. Anyways, this childhood trauma clearly defines Bruin's entire life. We get a rapid fire montage of him getting kicked out of the military, getting fired from a bunch of jobs, and banging different women and pleasuring himself. Yeah, I'll be kind of honest, the sex stuff feels a little tacked on. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not a prude in any way. I mean, you could just check out my channel, especially my manga playlist, and just look at some of the stuff that I've recommended. You can clearly see that I have no problems whatsoever with fan service and basically borderline hentai. Yeah, I'm very culturally enriching, you can say. It's just that here, it feels like the comic is just kind of checking off a troubled badass checklist. Like, we got the military, check. He can't hold a job, check. Sleeps around, check. It doesn't really tell us why he's like this. Like, he's not a womanizer. He's not emotionally scarred about it. It's just a thing that happens. So I kind of hope that it plays a part later on. Like, maybe there's a reason for all this stuff. Right now, it just kind of seems like it's just there for the sake of being there. Anyways, we jump to the present, or at least this comics version of it, which is 1984. And Bruin is now a night shift security guard working with 2 coworkers who are already drunk off their asses. So yeah, he's the only one doing any actual work. He's just wandering around, flashlight in hand, when all of a sudden, out of nowhere, boom, aliens show up. And these aren't your graceful, philosophical aliens. They're not E.T. or anything like that. These are classic B-movie reptilians in spacesuits. The comic even lets us read their dialogue. So, like, we can understand what they're saying, but the humans in the comic can't understand what they're saying, which just kind of makes it feel like a B-movie scene in the best possible way. So Bruin spots them, and suddenly he gets a flashback of that bully from childhood. Why? I don't really know. I'm not super clear. Maybe he's got unresolved reptile trauma. Maybe the comic just wanted a reason for him to get angry. Either way, Bruin is just suddenly overcome with a blinding, irrational rage. Now, is this the cleanest character motivation? Not really. Is it a little on the nose? Yeah. A guy who got beat up over a lizard now hates lizard aliens. Okay. Like, I see what you're doing here. But you know what? I'll allow it. It's simple. It's dumb, but it's dumb in a fun way. So yeah, this entire guy's life has just basically been building up to this moment of fighting space lizards. And what follows is absolutely fantastic. We just get this grimy action sequence. Bruin realizes he's the only one who can stop them. And so he just goes full Rambo on these aliens with whatever he can find in the warehouse. This is where Warwolf really earns its name. Not because of wolves, but because Bruin just goes full on feral. The aliens find his two drunk coworkers and are about to slice them up when Bruin uses a crane to drop a load of steel beams right on them and instantly pancakes one of the aliens. Then he pops out with his pistol and he starts blasting, but the bullets just bounce off their suits. So one alien grabs Bruin in a chokehold, and Bruin, in just the most badass think fast moment ever, jams the gun into a joint on the suit and fires. And the alien's arm explodes. And it turns out that the Earth's air is toxic to them. So the alien starts freaking out, his skin's burning, and the other alien rushes over to seal the breach. And then we get an actual laser sword fight between an alien soldier and a pissed off warehouse worker with a scraper and a gun. And then, I didn't think I'd ever say this sentence in my life, but then we get a man, Bruin. He just nail guns an alien's head until the nail bounces around its helmet like a blender. So now we got a second alien dead. It's ridiculous, it's gruesome, and I absolutely love it. This dude just nail guns an alien to death. So now we got one alien left, and it's the wounded one from before, and it's sneaking up behind Bruin. And Bruin just turns around, jams the nail gun into the open wounds of the alien, and fires, killing it instantly. So to recap, one warehouse guy, 3 aliens, 1 nail gun. If this man doesn't get OSHA violations named after him, I'm gonna be disappointed. So his drunk coworkers stumble over, suddenly sobered by the sight of the dead aliens, and they're ecstatic. They're calling Bruin a hero. They're talking about becoming rich. Like, dude, we're gonna be famous. You killed aliens. We're gonna be on TV. And right when they're planning their big payday, the ground shakes, purple light fills the sky, and then they realize, oh no, that wasn't the alien invasion. That was just the scout team. The real alien invasion is coming right now. So Bruin looks at the sky and he makes a promise to kill every lizard alien he sees. And that's the end of the issue. Yeah, I went into Werewolf expecting some low effort werewolf comic, and what I got instead was this weird groundhouse sci-fi mix that feels like if Predator, They Live, and Paul Blart Mall Cop had a baby. And I mean that as a compliment. This thing is dumb. It's confidently dumb. But it's the fun kind of dumb. It's the dumb that doesn't take itself seriously. It knows exactly what it is, which is a love letter to pulpy, violent 80s sci-fi action flicks. It gives you just enough story to justify a guy shooting aliens with construction equipment. And honestly, that's all it needs to do. The art is pretty solid for an indie publisher. It's not revolutionary, but it fits the vibe and tone of the series perfectly. As for the characters, is Bruin a deeply complex character? No, not yet. He's just kind of a collection of angry tropes in a security guard's uniform. He's like if every failed 80s action hero grew up and had one last chance to prove himself. Kind of reminds me of like, what if Ash from Evil Dead fought aliens instead of demons? But I'm genuinely curious to see where his rage takes him next, and if we'll get like a deeper dive into why he's such a powder keg. So yeah, overall, Werewolf #1 was a blast. It's dumb, it's gritty, it's got aliens getting nail gunned to death. Like, what more do you want? So like, if you're looking for high art, go somewhere else. But if you want a fun, brutal, and surprisingly well executed action series with a little bit of sci-fi B-movie charm, then Werewolf #1 is an absolute blast. I'm 100% on board for issue 2. And speaking of issue 2, if issue 2 gives me even just one wolf, just one, I'll consider that a personal victory. But yeah, what do you think? Does this sound like you're kind of crazy? And what's your favorite so dumb it's brilliant comic? Let me know in the comments down below. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time. Take care. Later. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, I still want to thank you for watching it this far, and I hope the next one is more to your liking. With that said, thank you once again, and I hope you guys and gals have a good one. Later.